Hello, everybody. Welcome to Crafty Sunday. Woo! Alright, so it's Bento Boxes part 2. So funny thing, throughout the week, I actually finished one. Because I was like, not even really sure what I was doing. In case you guys didn't notice last stream, I was like, just really not sure what I was doing. So I wanted to finish one so that I knew what I was doing. So hello, April Diamond. Hello, Leroy. Welcome. But yeah, so let me show you a finished one. I did put a picture of it in the thumbnail as well. So this is what like the finished version looks like. It's kind of hard, as usual, to see like the rice grains, but they're there. And if you see it in the picture of the thumbnail, you can definitely see it. Like I cannot get the lighting correct. And honestly, I probably just have to play with it more, but I'm like nervous to play with it. So that's why I have it. Dates. Oh yeah, I have some like, I don't know if I could pick up here. I'm not really sure, but I've just been thinking more, like I was thinking I was going to do 2 lives a week, but I'll be totally honest, like I don't have enough to talk about 2 times a week. So I'm probably just going to stick to Crafty Sundays because that's been working out for me. And then I've been able to like bang out some edited videos recently, which has felt pretty good. So yeah, like I'll probably just keep going live once a week. And then because I want to try and get more of my like edited stuff out, you will probably notice that I unlisted some of my lives, but if you go into my playlist section, you can find them in the live stream playlist. So it's just, YouTube is stupid and it makes it really hard for like your edited videos to go out if you're mixing them with your live streams sort of thing. And so that's just kind of my way to go about that and try and fix that. So you guys can still, you guys can still watch them and everything like that. They just won't be like listed on the front page of my channel. You'll just have to go into the playlists and then there's like a Torn Edge on live streams and you can find me there. I'll probably keep like the 2 most recent ones up, like, you know, as the dates go. And then, but yeah, if you guys like want to watch old ones, they'll still be up. They'll just be unlisted in a playlist. Cause it keeps my channel a little bit cleaner. Okay. I am so sorry. Okay. So I'm in Canada and, oh, by the way, happy Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. But it's snowing here. So if the connection is kind of crappy, that might be why. Like I said, I am not a techie person. I do the clays. So I'm like crossing my fingers and hoping that the internet connection is good tonight. But we'll see. So anyways, I'll show you guys the little like bento box again so you can see it. So like it's kind of hard to see, but this is like an egg, half an egg, and then I put some carrots and some tomatoes in it. So we're just gonna recreate this today. And then this is my like little Rilakuma bear, I guess you could call it like a rice cake. I don't know. And then the yellow is supposed to be like the yellow for his face is supposed to be like egg. Like a omelet egg sort of thing. So yeah. But yeah, so that's probably like you may see some changes with my channel. Those are the reason those changes are happening, just because I just don't want to clutter up my channel with a bunch of like 2-hour live streams all the time when I have like 6-minute edited videos that you guys can watch and have fun watching too, that are like, you can't see as much of what I'm doing on here once again because the lighting is like crap. Like I need to like figure it out. I need to do a lot more tests is my issue. But I will probably start doing for like each live stream the stuff that I make. Generally I do like a test for it and I've started to film those tests. So not only will you get to like hang out on a live stream, probably in a couple weeks, you'll see an edited video for this guy come up as well, where you can see all the rice grains and everything in detail. So yeah, those are the new things that are gonna like happen with my channel, I guess. I still have like updates on stuff I've seen. Some days we'll talk about like the internet. Some days we'll talk about other things. I don't really know. That's what I mean. Like, it's a Sunday chat. We will see where it goes. But this week has been a crazy week. Like, I feel like this week has been like a month bunched into a week for some reason. It's just been a really long week. It's nice that, well, it sucks that it's Sunday, but it's Mother's Day, so like, I got breakfast in bed. Well, not in bed. I just didn't want to eat it in bed, but I got breakfast made for me today, so that was nice. But yeah, it sucks that it's gonna be Monday, but at least this week is over because it's been a really long week. But that being said, lots and lots of updates. So we'll start off. So I totally kept, you can't see them here because they're all so tiny, but I did keep the rice grains that we rolled from last time. And right before I started tonight, I realized I didn't have enough and I'm going to have to roll some more. But because I did a test, now I know how to make these like 10 times faster. I took so long making them on the last live stream just because I was like talking my butt off. So, but I have like pretty much half of them done. I'm just going to do like one more while I talk to you guys. So don't worry, it's not going to be an hour of watching me roll miniature rice grains again. Different topics that I saw this week, and then like some other topics that I've been following for a while that like blew up this week. I'm sure many of you guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, like we'll get to it all. There's like a news story that's kind of like popping off on YouTube right now that I found this week that's and luckily I didn't stream on Wednesday, so I got lots to talk about. Oh shoot, I think it is spooling again here. Okay, perfect. We should be okay. Sorry about the connection today, guys. I think it's the weather, but I'm gonna blame it on the weather. Cause like, why? Why is it snowing in May? So frustrating. Hey, Knocknar. But yeah, I think I said hi to Kathy too. I just want to make sure. Okay, so anyways, let's get into it. I'm just gonna kind of pull up, like, I like to write little notes so that I know what the heck I'm talking to you guys about. Okay, so first stuff. So, I guess, like, I've talked about Katie Joy on this channel, like, even in an edited video, which is like, you got an edited video. Just kidding, because usually my edited videos are just, like, tutorials. I find it easy, like, I don't know, I love the clay, that's why I do the tutorials, but, so I've talked about Katie on this channel before, obviously. She's just a polarizing figure on the internet right now, I think. Well, just, she just has such a, like, hate campaign behind her, I guess, that it's, like, she's always getting into something. Like, last week, I think I told you guys about how she like, kind of got into it with, Gabby Hanna, who's also a little cray-cray on the internet. So, like, she's just always kind of, I feel like she's always, like, getting into stuff. But also, that's, like, how people know your name. So, I mean, I just don't know that I would want to be known for getting into shit. But she does, like, report stuff, too. So right now, anyway, so I think we talked about this last time. I'm pretty sure everybody knows about it. The whole Josh Duggar being arrested for, like, really bad things. Like, really, really bad things. It's gross. And so that has been in the news a lot lately, right? So, just side note, way to do these faster. Don't pick them up and put them between your fingers. Just, like, roll them on your table and push them away. A lot faster way to make rice grains. But, so anyway, Katie's been covering the Josh Duggar stuff. And it's kind of funny because so has Emily D. Baker, because it's now a law case, right? So she's covering, like, the law side of it, as she would. And the other person who's covering it, that it's just like, I mean, there's a lot of people covering it. I'm not saying these are the only 3 people covering it. It's not. There's a lot more people covering it. But these 3 people converging on this story again is just somewhat interesting. So Leslie Bass, Katie Joy and Emily D. Baker are all reporting on the Duggar stuff, and they all have access. Sorry. Oh, shoot. Okay, sorry guys. I know it's annoying, the connection. It's frustrating. I wish it wasn't doing this right now. Anyways, though, I think I was spooling for a little bit there. I tried to like stop so that I wasn't anymore. I'll try and go back. Ah, perfect. Thanks, Dead GPK, for letting me know. Okay, we've got excellent connection now. Sucks. I hope it will like stay that way. I obviously can't guarantee it. We haven't had that so far, so. But anyways, so Katie was at Josh Duggar's arraignment hearing, and apparently, because it's all virtual right now, like there are really strict rules on like don't take pictures. You're not supposed to be on social media while you are attending a hearing. No pictures, no recording, like, because there's also like transcriptionists there who are doing that. So like if you need something, you can get it from the courts. So there's just no need for stuff like that, right? But apparently, so I've seen a screenshot of it, and I have the screenshot. Katie went out and was like, yeah, I took a screenshot of Josh Duggar at his arraignment sentencing. I wish I could share it. People lost their shit. Right? Because, well, I mean, anytime Katie does anything wrong, people lose their shit, right? But it's because, like, I do understand why, because it's just, like, a constant thing. And then Emily D. Baker jumps in and starts, like, commenting on it. She's like, yeah, that's a big no-no. Then I saw a thread on Twitter about somebody being like, I contacted the court's office and they know about this and they're not happy, and this is why a lot of the rules around this have gotten a lot tighter and blah, blah. So, I mean, is she gonna get in trouble? I don't know. Do I look like a judge? I don't know. But it's just the fact that Emily D. Baker was commenting on it. Granted, I would say Emily D. Baker is a little bit biased against Katie at this point. I mean, for good reason though. Like Katie like goes at her, and still like there was like an Instagram live earlier this week where she's like, it's not a competition, you can watch whatever you want, like it's fine. It just seemed like she's really annoyed that people were talking about Emily D. Baker in her chat. But again, it's just like such petty stuff, right? And at the end of the day, like, it is competition. She is your competition if you guys are covering the same thing. But she's like, her criticism towards Emily D. Baker continues to be, how many videos did you do on me? How much money did you make off me? Dude, Katie, like, so many people covered your court case. That's why. It's because you had a court case. I mean, did she make money off it? Yeah. Did she gain a shit ton of subscribers? Yeah. But a lot of people did off of that. And that's just because that was a trending topic. You were the story in that one, Katie. So unfortunately, people covered it. So, yeah. Okay. I think I have, like, enough rice for now. We're just going to go with it and see how much, like, I have. And if we need more, we'll roll out more. And make more. It's kind of the joy of this. And I might add a bit more lettuce. Just now that, like, I finished one, I'm like, this lettuce is a little bit leafier than this lettuce looks, so I just kind of want to make it a bit more leafy. So yeah, so that's what's going on with Katie. Was there anything else that was going on with her this week? Yeah, no, just kind of like she's been going at Emily D. Baker. But it's kind of like nothing is new. Nothing is really new. And again, like, I'm probably not even, there are a lot of other people who follow her a lot more closely than I do. This is just, like, the gist of what I got from it. So, yeah, I just thought I'd update you guys on that when I make our bento box. Okay, next step in the bento box. So, I made this guy earlier when I was, like, doing my test, and I just figured, well, I can use it in my stream, because it's pretty easy to figure out how I made these. It's kind of like the steam buns, but it's just like a white, I just used white clay to make, like, a bear shape of almost like a button. And then we're going to cover this in the, I'm using a translucent white for the rice, so that's why, like, it doesn't look exactly the same as the white of the egg. Again, you can see it better in pictures, but which are, yeah, they're on Twitter and Instagram. So you can go check them out there too. Okay, so basically what we're going to do now is I'm literally just going to, like, you'll see how long this takes, and I might be a little bit, like, focused. I'm going to try to, like, talk and focus and blah, blah, blah. But we'll see how it goes. But we're basically going to place all of these rice grains onto here to make it look like a rice cake, right? So it is definitely, this is like a tedious process, but the look of it is super cute when it's done, and I really, really liked it. So we're going to recreate it. Okie dokie. So, okay, perfect. Good. Okay, everything is, like, healthy connection. That makes me happy. Okay, so the next thing I guess we can talk about while I put these little grains of rice on here. So somebody else we had talked about on another one of the Craf-Tea Sundays was EDP. So he's another, like, trending kind of topic right now. So EDP was the one who was busted by, like, pedo hunters, I guess, pedophile hunters, and where they, like, set up decoys to try and catch predators online, right? Which, like, I don't disagree with that. Like, I think we have to be vigilant about protecting kids. I really do. So I don't think that's a bad thing. However, what happened with EDP, so he was caught going to meet up with someone underage that he had been messaging, like, very, very explicit messages. Hey CJ, how's it going? And what am I thinking? So, but these guys who had caught him, so they are also YouTubers. But the guy who did it, one, extremely racist, and he was actually ban evading on YouTube when this whole thing went down. And so because of that, because of all the attention he got, YouTube basically finally found him and banned him again. And honestly, he's, like, not a good guy. And now it's coming out that he botched this investigation so badly. And I mean, I don't know in what way, obviously, but enough so that the police are no longer taking action on this, apparently. So people are saying. EDP has already been deleted off of Cherie. Oh my gosh, you made it. Welcome. Oh shoot, I got, like, excited about Cherie making it to the stream. But yeah, EDP has already been deleted off of YouTube. Like, everything is gone. He had 2.1 million subscribers. And honestly, I think I said in my last stream, I agree with that. Like, I agree with YouTube's decision on that. But now he's not being investigated. And apparently he's all over Facebook advertising a new website. So he's starting his own website now. And to be honest, it is incredibly frustrating because I kind of feel like because this investigation was done so terribly in whatever way, he basically just like learned how to not get caught and do it better. If that makes sense. Like, be a better predator. And it's creepy. So, yeah, I guess he's back. Cops aren't investigating, and he's starting his own website. So, yeah. That's crappy, and probably a lesson in, like, why you need to be really vigilant when you're investigating people as well. And that if you're going to do shady stuff as an investigator, your investigation isn't going to go very far. Right? And yeah, like I said, like I just kind of feel like it was almost like a get out of jail free card. And yeah, now it's just like now he can move on and continue to do what he was doing on his own website where he's not even checked, right? Like he makes his own terms of service on his website when he, like for the most part, right? Obviously there's certain things you can't do, but when you have your own website and you built your own platform, I mean, you make the terms of service, don't you? So, ugh. It's just kind of a sticky situation, and yeah, like I said, it's really unfortunate that these people who were doing the investigation of this did it so badly, because it could result in a lot of other situations happening, I feel, now. So, that's crappy. Wish that wasn't the case, because I do think that there was something that needed to be investigated there. So, yeah. But I hope it, like I said, I hope it, like, makes people who do these sorts of jobs and take them seriously take a step back, too, and make sure, and, you know, like, just double check that you're doing everything right. Right? Yeah. So that these things don't happen. Knew how to be more secretive. Yeah, like that's what sounds like Josh Duggar. He knew how to be more secretive. So, yeah, it's just, that's what I mean. Like now he's like off the hook, right? And he like admitted to it. So I can't help but wonder like, whoa, how bad did you botch that investigation? You know, right? But, because for somebody to confess and that's not enough, like, the investigation was that bad. Granted, like I said, the guy who has been like that, he is very racist. And EDP is a man of color. So, you know, like, that, I wonder if that is some of the issue here, which is, again, also just, like, but at the same time, like, he confessed. So, I don't know. I don't know. So anybody who's just joined, I guess I will, like, tell you what's going on right now. So last time I, like, spent an entire hour rolling out stupid little rice grains and then didn't really show you how to make anything. This week, I have a plan. So what we're doing right now, so these are what we're making. We're making, like, little bento boxes. It's a little bit hard to see, but in the thumbnail, these all have, like, little individual miniature rice grains on it. So that's what we're recreating right now. So I'll just show you guys. I don't know if you'll be able to see like the difference of the two on here. Yeah, not really. It's so hard to see. You can like see it's like bumpy and I've added pieces to it. But yeah, I'm like trying to lay all the rice in uneven ways and stuff like that, so that it looks like rice. And the reason it's in that bear shape is so that I don't have to worry about creating that shape with the rice. I can just place the rice as I need it. And because I've made this bear shape already, I know that my rice cake is going to end up looking like a bear. So, yeah, I'm just like tediously putting every little teeny tiny miniature rice grain in its home. And we talked about like a little bit of the update with Katie Joy and all the people covering the Duggar case right now, and how it's just kind of funny, like the names that are like converging again on a story. I feel like it's like a ticking time bomb for something to go off there. So we'll see. And I'll be totally honest, I haven't really been following like what's been going on with Josh Duggar. Like, I just know it's bad. I don't know. I just, that stuff is sometimes hard for me to watch. So I just haven't been with that one. But yeah, I mean, I will say this though. I remember I used to watch Katie when she first broke the like Josh's car lot. He was like running a used car lot or something. Had been raided by Homeland Security. But I wasn't sure if that was true, but she was right. That like definitely something was going on there. But I don't know, there's still things about her reporting of that I somewhat disagree with. In terms of like, you know, actually, I'm not even going to get into it. There's just like things I disagree with that she has suggested with Josh Duggar and his family, that like I just don't think there's any proof of, and I don't think that means that that's why he did what he did. Like there is just, I don't know. She just likes to act like it's something that was almost passed down. And I'm like, So, yeah. But yeah, and then EDP, he was banned from YouTube, but his investigation was botched so badly that apparently now he is going to start his own streaming platform, and he's all over Facebook. Advertising it now. So I was saying I felt like he kind of got a little bit of a get out of jail free card on that one. And like you had said, Sheree, he kind of now knows how to not get caught, which can't be a good thing. So, all right. I'm going to just take a look at chat here, see what's going on. Oh, thank you, Sheree. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms in chat, too. I hope you guys all got your, like, breakfast in bed today, a yummy coffee, all that good stuff. I know I still got yelled at by my son, but, you know, that's what being a mother is. CJ, sorry, I'm in and out. Who is out? I was just talking about, like, EDP. The EDP 445, who was, like, caught by the pedophile hunters, but they screwed it up so bad. So, yeah. Okay, let me just get some more of these little rice grains on. I'm almost done with these rice grains, I think. I'm gonna pull up, what was the next thing I was gonna talk about? Oh, Jeff Wittick, that's who we were talking about last week. Member of the vlog squad that lost his eye. Honestly, I only brought him up because there is no new updates yet that I've seen. I think he's still coming out with another part to his series, and honestly, like, I will watch it. Like, I have liked the beginning of the series already, and I just, you know, like, I'm somewhat interested in his story now, right? Like, just of, you know, that's something really traumatic to live through, and what that's like, right? Like, I don't know, I like stories of, like, human triumph and stuff like that, too, even when, like, stuff doesn't go exactly how you want, but you learn how to get through it, you know, like, I think stories like that are really inspiring. So, yeah, like, I will probably watch and you know, because, yeah, now I feel like I'm somewhat invested in that. I'm just interested to know, like, how everything went for him, right? Because obviously he's gone through this all now, and now it's, like, looking back on the situation, right? So I find that aspect of it really interesting as well, to be able to, like, reflect on it, and then tell it from that from that point of view, too. So, but yeah, I haven't seen a part 5 yet. I think he was on part 4. So, should be interesting. I'm still not even really sure if, like, he's, like, friends with David Dobrik or not right now. I don't think so, but I don't know that they're not friends. I don't know that they are. I just don't, like I said, I'm not, like, hip with it, with, like, who's friends with who in the Vlog Squad. I don't even know, like, all the members of the Vlog Squad. I only know the members that, like, ended up getting into the spotlight when the whole David Dobrik thing happened, so. But yeah, so anybody else who's interested in that story too, keep an eye out for part 5. Because it will be coming, because I remember, like, there was a little trailer to it. Oh, excuse me. Okay. All right. So, next thing to talk about. So, does anybody know who H3H3 is? Frenemies podcast with Trisha Paytas, Ethan Klein. It's been on YouTube for, like, ever. Which is why I kind of find this situation, like, funny, but also, like, again, like, I'll be totally honest with you guys. Like, I don't dive super deep into things because, I mean, I'm making clay while I talk about these things, so, like, it's not like I can, like, get super into it. And, like, this is just a chill chat. So, most of, like, the stuff that I saw about it was from Keemstar. And if any, like, first off, I'm not even a huge fan of Keemstar. He's had a, like, sordid past as well. And honestly, like, I just cannot handle his drama alert entrance. Welcome to the news. I'm like, shut up. So, but it's meant to be a gimmick, right? But I don't like it. But, I mean, like, he's a big name. He gets himself into drama. And him and Ethan Klein have all, like, have had this, like, back and forth, like, for years, right? Like, they do not like each other. So anytime something happens where, like, Ethan's messed up, of course, Keemstar's, like, the first to jump on it. And vice versa, right? They've both done, like, what is it, like, content cops or whatever? I don't even know what they're called. On each other, where they're, like, calling each other out in videos. And so, yeah, needless to say, there's no love lost there. But it's kind of funny. Like, I think they both play into it for, like, entertainment's sake, too, right? Because it's funny. Thanks, CJ. Happy Mother's Day to you, too. Anyway, so H3H3. So, Logan Paul, one of the Paul brothers, I think they both do boxing now. But they've been doing, like, a lot of fights. And actually, I don't think, like, Logan Paul is even that bad of a boxer. I watched one of his knockouts once, actually, and I was like, wow, wasn't bad. So, he's not a bad boxer or whatever. And he's been boxing some, like, pretty big names recently and, like, really drawing, like, views to his matches and stuff, which is great. Like, I mean, more power to you, but I'm not sure which, okay, again, because I don't really watch fights very often. I'm not sure who this fight was with, but it was, like, his most recent one, I think. But it was broadcast by a company called Triller. And apparently, I remember, like, hearing grumblings about this, that there were oh my gosh, sorry guys, I'm, like, shaky. There were so many people that, like, rebroadcasted this fight, and it costed Triller, like, a ton of money because it was a pay-per-view fight. So it's supposed to be, like, $50 or something for each view, like, pay-per-view, right? And when they found out that people had been, like, restreaming it on Twitch or YouTube and all that kind of stuff, they came out like the next day or something saying like, we are going to take legal action on people who restream this because you cost us a poop ton of money. Apparently, one of those people was H3H3, which I'm like, he has a huge channel, a huge following. Like, you wouldn't realize that that is like against copyright. Like, oh. And then now he was like deleting tweets and trying to say like, I never restreamed it, but there's screenshots of the stream. So I'm like, Ethan, are you really trying to lie that bad? Like, what? So, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure Ethan is getting sued by Triller again. I haven't like super looked into it since I seen the tweets from Keemstar, but I find it weird that somebody who is that big on YouTube like would just like restream that. You would think you would know, right? Because like, I don't know, put yourself in their shoes. If you like had a pay-per-view boxing, can you imagine Ethan Klein has a pay-per-view boxing match? I mean, I think people would watch that. So, but yeah, like I'm just gonna like, you are in this game, like you don't get that? What? So, I don't know. I'll have to look on more updates, and I'll update you guys some more on it next week. But I just found that kind of funny. Like, you would think that he would understand copyright. So, yeah. Another interesting bit. Okay, guys. Yes. I have finished it. And I know it's annoying because you can't really see it, but I'm going to, like, try and make it. Woo. Oh! It's okay. It's a good thing about using firm clays. But yeah, that's it. So, I mean, you can kind of see that it's like, I don't know, it's not perfect. It's more rice cake looking with 2 ear shapes to it. Alright, so I didn't even end up using all the rice pieces. So I guess I like made you guys watch too much. But anyway. Oh no, I'm such an idiot. I totally needed those, so you guys are gonna have to watch. I needed them for the arms, but I'm gonna put these in here and finish the face and stuff, so, I don't know, maybe we'll come back to that and I can do it really quick, so you guys don't have to watch that. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. You guys are gonna have to watch more miniature rice rolls. Again and again and again. Wasn't that the case that EBD with covering? Which one? H3H3. Oh, you know what? Actually, yeah. She might be. I'm not sure. Let me see. I will go take a look and see if she's covering it. And then I can tell you if that's the one she's covering. Because, yeah, like, I'm pretty sure he's getting sued. And a lot of other people, too. So, who knows, right? But let's see. Yeah. Judge KO's Triller versus H3H3 lawsuit. Oh, KO's, so I'm assuming he's not getting sued anymore. I don't know. I didn't watch it, so I'm not 100% sure what happened. But, yeah, she definitely covered it. There you go. So you can get a little bit more information on that from Emily D. Baker. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so I'm gonna get a little bit. Actually, you know what? Okay, what am I thinking? Yeah, let's add like the eyes and the ears and stuff to this first. So I'm gonna need a little bit of yellow. I'm just gonna get that color up first here. Oh Lord, sorry guys. But yeah, so thank you, Cherie. You actually helped to like update me on the H3H3 stuff. So like I guess it must have like gotten dropped somehow. I don't know. I'm not really sure. So okay. So I'm just like kind of conditioning this a little bit. A lot of the stuff that I normally pull out, I've kind of like pre-conditioned. But yeah, you always just want to make sure you're conditioning your clay. Usually, I don't really have a problem with like crumbly clays, but there is like clay softener. And also just like kind of using your hands to warm up the clay does actually help. So this one, I think what I'm gonna do. Okay, so for the ears and the mouth, basically for the mouth, we just need like a circle of the yellow. So I'm literally just gonna roll out a tiny little ball and then flatten that. And we get a nice little circle. And that's gonna be like his snout area. Ooh, now I'm like interested to know what happened. Cherie, did you watch the stuff on Emily D. Baker? Like, did they drop the case? Like, does Triller not really have a case? Like, do you know anything? If not, that's fine too. But I'm just asking if you do. Cause yeah, I haven't looked at it yet. Okay. You know what's funny actually? We're making a bento box tonight, but I totally have a sushi dinner waiting for me downstairs when I finish this. So, getting ready for my sushi dinner. Okie dokie. Okay, so I was telling you guys that like I have one other topic to kind of talk about. Okay, so I'm making the ears as well. For this, I'm just kind of doing like an oval, and then I'm going to cut that oval in half. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to like shape it. So this is probably going to be like too big of an oval, right? But I'm just going to cut the middle of it out so that I get two little tiny insides of an ear as well. Okay. And then we're going to keep this yellow out because we also need to make half an egg in a second here as well. Okay, so I'm just going to cut these guys so that I can get them on. So yeah, you can see like I'm cutting a really, really tiny little ear off there. So there's going to be quite a bit left over of that little oval. But it's okay because it'll work. And then I'm just taking this and like placing it kind of where the ear starts. I think you should be able to see that color on there, can you? Probably not. Oh, sort of. I don't know. But yeah, it just makes the inside of the ears yellow. And so this is supposed to like simulate a like omelet egg kind of thing. Like I don't know if you guys have had like the egg sushi. Like they call it here nigiri, so I'm assuming it's called that elsewhere. But yeah, they make like little omelets and then put that on rice. So that's like kind of what we're going for here too, for the ears and the snout. So yeah, like you can see, that's like the center of that oval. So I really just used the like two ends of it, right, to make those little teeny ear pieces. Now I just want to like, yeah, okay. So I just placed the snout on there first to kind of see. Yeah, you can't even see. I wonder if you can see it there. Nah, I'm sorry guys. I really need to work on my lighting. I'm gonna make a promise to you guys that I will try and do that this week, and hopefully next week, maybe you guys can like see the colors better. Because it's really frustrating. I need to get better at it for you guys. Okay, so I just like placed this in the center. I placed it first to make sure it was like the right size, and then I just like pushed it onto the rice. I'm not sure if you can like totally see that. What if I like get closer? Oh yeah, there you go. So you can kind of see the little bits of yellow there. Okay. And then we're going to add eyes, nose, and a smile. So these are like, some people make like the tiniest little smiles on like their charms, and it is literally the tiniest little sliver of clay, and I like envy people that can do that. I kind of can, but I don't. Not like some of these teeny tiny little smiles I see on some charms. I just, I'm like, how do they, Like, they're so small, I don't even know how they see them. So, I'm going to use a little bit of, like, I used a sparkly black for this. Actually, that is one thing. The brick of black I bought must have been old, so that one is a little bit crumbly and hard to condition. So I, like, avoid conditioning my black. So that's why we're going to use, like, a little sparkly black that I have instead. Here we go. And literally, I'm going to roll out 2 balls for the eyes, a ball for the nose, and then, like, 2 tiny little, like, I guess, yeah, you can see it there, like, wisps to an end. So those are going to be, like, the shape to his mouth. Now, the reason I kind of wanted to go with, like, black, and I was okay that it had a little bit of glitter in it, was because, like, it's supposed to maybe emulate seaweed. So I was like, well, hey, seaweed has, like, some flecks of different color in it. Sometimes I know it's more of, like, a dark green, but I don't think you would notice that, like, hugely in the eyes and stuff. So that's why I went with black. You don't have to be, like, super specific all the time. Sometimes I just use what works. Okay. Okay, so the other story that I saw this week that, like, I don't know how I feel. Well, no, I do know. I know. It makes me kind of angry. So I gotta look up her name because I had never even heard of this girl before this had happened. Okay, so her name is Nikki Felipe. Felipe? I'm not even really... I did watch the video. I can't remember, like, how they pronounced her name in the video. Has anybody heard of her this week? Let me know in chat if you guys have heard of her. I'm like, super interested to know if anybody has heard of this story. Because it is, like... I feel like it's popping off. And, like, for good reason. I haven't seen anything new on either channels. I haven't seen any, like, newer videos about it again. But, like, people are mad. So, yeah. I'll wait for you guys to let me know if you know who I'm talking about. Her name is Nikki Felipe. And, yeah, she's an influencer. I think she has... Ooh, I will go check. Sorry, my computer is super slow. But I think she has over, okay, I think it's Felipe is how you say it. Why doesn't it just, like, I just want her channel. There we go. How many subscribers does she have? Because, yeah, like I said, I'd never heard of her before this, but she is 1.28 million. So, she's got a lot of subs, right? And I think she's been an influencer for a while. She has a son, 2-year-old. I think she struggled to get pregnant when that happened, and so it was, like, really exciting when she did, and a lot of people followed her baby story because I don't think she ever expected to be able to have kids. So, like, it's exciting, right? When something like that happens. So, anyways, sorry guys, I was, like, looking in here. I'm gonna, like, go back to my chat so I can see if anybody knows. Okay, sounds like not many people know who I'm talking about. I don't see any responses, but I know there's a bit of a delay here, so maybe I'm jumping the gun. I don't know. But anyways, so she, like, obviously, she has a husband that she has her son with, and they've been together for, like, over 10 years, over 10 years, yeah. Like, I think that they were, like, married without kids for over 10 years, right? Like, they've been together for a really long time. And, they had a dog called Bowser. And oh, crap. No. Sorry, guys, so the nose, I'm making the nose a little bit smaller than the eyes, just so you know. But they had a dog named Bowser. And he was a bull terrier. So I don't know if everybody will know what a bull terrier is. A bull terrier is, I hope I'm saying the breed right. I think I am. I should know. I used to work with dogs. So I do know a lot of dog breeds, but sometimes I get them wrong, right? Like anybody. I'm going to like double check it just to be sure. But, yeah, Bull Terrier. I'm right. I always think of Bull Terrier, I'm Canadian, so we love hockey. If you know hockey, you know Don Cherry. If you know Don Cherry, you know Bull Terriers. If you're Canadian, you'll understand that. Or if you like hockey, you'll understand that. But, yeah. So I've always known Bull Terriers as Don Cherry's dog. And he always has one of them, and they're always so nice, right? But they are a bully breed. Which, like, I personally love bully breeds. But you just need to know how to deal with a bully breed correctly, right? There are things that you can do that can really, like, not help, right? And create a lot more problems than the good parts of bully breeds. Like, and I will be honest, like, I love pit bulls. Pit bulls get such a bad name, and it makes me so, so sad. So yeah, like, I've always loved bully breeds. I think they get a bad rap. And it's because of what people do to the dogs, not because of what the dogs do. So anyways, but Bull Terriers are a bully breed, so, like, you know, you got to go about it in a different way. There are certain things that you need to be careful of, and, like, sometimes those sorts of breeds can be aggressive, but you deal with that. So, essentially, what happened? So they had this Bull Terrier for over, I think he was 9 years old, and they did a 20-minute video that says, we have some really sad news. So essentially what happened was they said that this dog was so aggressive and it was illegal for them to rehome him. Like, they had been told that they can't rehome him because of his aggression and stuff like that. And look, like, again, working with dogs, like, I know what they're talking about with that. Like, yes, you cannot just rehome an aggressive dog and not let the new owner know that. And especially, like, there are times where, like, and I'm not going to say, like, okay. Anyways, I'm going to get to the story, and then we'll come back to, like, my feelings about it. So anyway, they had this dog for 9 years. And then they had their son, right? And now their son is 2. And so he's at that age where, like, he's walking, obviously. He's a lot more rambunctious. Hard to control, like, terrible twos, right? It's a lot of work, right? But, so, okay, essentially they said that this dog was so aggressive they could not rehome it. And so they had to put the dog down. So this dog has now been put down, not for health or old age, because of aggression. And in the video, they do not even talk once about what they did, like training-wise or anything, to help this dog with its aggression. And this is the thing, is there's TV shows about dog trainers who train specifically aggressive dogs to help them so that they don't meet fates like this. And this girl had 1.28 million subscribers, and she didn't think to reach out to people before making this decision. People would have rallied around her to save that dog and find it a home where it could be loved. And because, okay, this is the other thing with dogs. A lot of times aggression is out of fear. It's not just because it's out of fear. They are afraid of what will happen or how, so they lash out. So it makes me, and then not only that, so this is like a 20-minute video. And it is so awkward. Like, they're talking about how it was the best day ever. That, because they got to, like, hang out with the family and all this stuff. And then they put their dog down in their own backyard, which is like, okay, at least he's at his own home and stuff like that. But it's just like, and then on top of it, they did a photo shoot with this dog right before they put it down. Like an Instagram photo shoot where she is holding her 2-year-old son. Like the dog's here, 2-year-old son's here, she's here. So nothing in between her and her 2-year-old son and this such an aggressive dog that it needs to be put down. And then, so this is what happened. So apparently they talked about, sorry guys, so I'm just like putting the eyes on here. If you can't tell, I'm like, so I love dogs. Like I don't have my own dog because I like want to be able to, you know, like really take care of my animals, probably to the point of spoiling them. I mean, let's be honest, but who cares? Like that's the choice that I want to make. But I don't have one because I'm just not at that point where I can like spoil the dog the way I want to. So I'm not gonna get that dog till I can do that. Like I'm just like, okay. So what happened was this. Apparently, like the dog and the baby weren't really getting along. So, but he was like the way that they described it, the dog, there was one incident where the dog got aggressive with the baby. But like, okay, I need to just get into it instead of trying to like explain. So what would happen was like the child, obviously like it's a baby as well. And this is a thing too. Okay. As much as like your dog needs to know how to deal with your child needs to be taught how to respect your pet and your animal. And I know at 2 that is really, really hard, right? But if you're going to commit to having an animal and commit to having a child, that's something you have to figure out, in my opinion, right? So it sounded like, and kids can do this often because they're kids, that the dog was somewhat annoyed by the child, right? Like it didn't want to interact with the child because sometimes kids can be a lot, like, you know, and especially 2-year-olds, you know, they might be grabbing at your tail and, you know, pulling at your tail or pulling your hair and stuff. So it might, you know, it does kind of hurt the dog. It's honestly, it's kind of normal that some dogs just don't like 2-year-olds, right? So, you know, you just make sure you keep an eye on that, and especially if you know your dog is aggressive or something like that. So anyway, this dog, like, the child would go over to the dog, and the child would try and touch the dog would get up, growl, move. Get up, growl, move. Like, that was his MO. He would move away from the situation every time it happened. But he never got aggressive. And then they talk about a situation where the child got aggressive with the dog, basically, and grabbed the dog's ear so hard that he basically gave the dog cauliflower ear for a month. It like swelled up like cauliflower ear and then didn't go down for a month. And even in that, this dog didn't bite. But it's so aggressive it needs to be put down. Like, and not only that, they have another tiny little Yorkie dog. So, okay. So the incident that ended up happening, I guess, that was like, they were like, oh, this is not okay, and we need to get rid of this dog. It needs to be rehomed. We can't have him around anymore. But we're not going to do any kind of training or look into any kind of resources to try and help the dog before we do anything. We're just going to put it down. Anyways, they were about to leave for a flight, so they were like on their way to the airport. And, oh, sorry, splashed up on my mouth. And the dog was eating, and the child went over to the dog and tried to take the dog's bowl of food away, and the dog nipped him. And I guess it was like on the face somewhere, and it left a mark. But it didn't result in a hospital trip. And once again, like, why is this child also maybe not being corrected and like, hey, dogs can be possessive of their food, leave him alone and give him privacy when he is eating? Because that's asking for something to happen. Like, that's why, and no matter how many times you have to tell your 2-year-old, you do it. I don't understand. So, it makes me angry and really sad that this dog is gone now. And like, they're saying things like, and okay, here's the thing, is like, there is a time when a dog can be so aggressive that you cannot rehome it. But many people will still live with that dog and find a way to make it work for that dog. Because the dog's worth it. Right? And they're sitting here saying that this dog is like, he was our baby before our baby and blah, 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 blah. But then 2 seconds later in the video, they're like, oh my God, this dog has got to get out of here. We have got to get rid of this dog. So I'm like, did you really, like, you didn't, in my opinion, I don't feel that they really explored every option they could have. And do I think that they probably talked to some people? Yes. Do I think they got second opinions on it? No. So it's just like, it's really, really sad. And people are pissed. Like, and here's the thing is too, like, I'm not gonna, like, that's what I'm trying to say too, is there are dogs that are so dangerous that, like, that ends up being the end. Right? But it is very, very few and far between, and a lot of times, even then, there are ways that you can keep that dog without having to euthanize it. Like on a farm outside all the time in like a caged enclosed, large caged enclosed area on a farm sort of thing, right? Where like that's the dog's home, right? And because it doesn't like people, like I've said, right? Like it's obvious. And that's the thing is, okay, so they had this dog from puppyhood. And then they're saying that like the dog had trauma from being attacked like when it was little. Which is like, okay, I've had a dog that's gotten attacked and survived it. It creates trauma. Like, I'm not going to say it doesn't. It definitely, definitely does. But he he was a little dog, but like, he would get real angry. Like, he could get real angry. But, I mean, he never did bite anybody, right? But like, he wasn't super into kids and stuff like that either. Like, there's a lot of different things, right? But he was more so aggressive with other dogs. And so was this dog. Like, that was the thing, is they did have a lot of, like, attacks with other dogs. But, I mean, dog-on-dog aggression is not that uncommon, to be completely honest. Like, if you don't, if you're not socializing your dog when you first get them and things like that, like, it can kind of sometimes result in that. It just really depends, right? So it's not like you could say, like, I do think aggression is, like, humans is generally caused by something. So yeah, I don't know. It bothered me because I just felt like working with dogs, and that's the thing, like, okay, so there was a dog that I worked with once that he had a little bit of wolf in him. I don't know, like, the percentage, right? But, like, in certain areas, you have to have, like, licenses to have wolves, right? Even, like, a wolf dog. And they can be quite aggressive. They have wolf in them, right? And this dog, like, he could not, like, he would attack any other dog that was black, which was really weird. Like, but, like, also, like, spotted black sometimes, but it, like, depended how much black. It was, but like if you saw another black dog coming, it was like, we need to like, or like you just don't have them out together at all, and things like that. And he was a dog that like could snap and be very aggressive to other dogs in an instant, but he was a gorgeous dog. He was so nice and loving and things like that. But because he had this wolf in him, you really just had to stay on top of it, right? And make sure when he was around other dogs, right? He had a sister and stuff like that too, but like, yeah, I don't know. If people can have wolf dogs that can interact with other dogs on a daily basis, it just doesn't make sense to me. It makes me mad that it happened that way. And especially the fact that, like, yeah, she has the platform that she has, and you didn't think to use that platform to reach out for some help. Like, people love dogs, right? Like, people will rally to, like, save a dog. So, I don't know. That was, like, a situation that made me mad this week. But, so I'm just making a couple more lettuce pieces here, just to make this a bit leafier, before I put our little teddy bear in there. So yeah, like, I'm assuming not many of you guys have heard of that story about Bowser, which is really sad. What are your guys' thoughts on that one? Like, do you agree, disagree? Do you think she should have used her platform to reach out for some help for Bowser? Do you think she explored all of her options? I mean, obviously, I know you're going off of, like, what I talked about. So it's hard to, like, know for sure, but I'm just interested in your guys' opinions about it. Oh, okay, so Cherie. So what I quickly picked up is Triller wanted to sue for $100 million for breach of for breach of broadcast and copyright, and tried to sue a whole heap of people in one case. So it's been thrown out of. Oh, okay. So H3 was kind of like lumped in with everybody else. That does make sense, because like I was saying, like they were like, we're gonna sue everybody, right? So makes sense. That makes sense. That's crazy that it got like tossed out that quickly. I guess I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to copyright, which really, I mean, I don't. I just I only know a little bit. I just try and be like respectful with that kind of stuff. I just think of like, I try to put myself in other people's shoes. Like, would I want somebody to like steal my content? No. So I'm not gonna steal other people's. You know. But so yeah, I'm just making my lettuce a little bit leafier here. So this is still like wet from last time, because like I said, polymer clay doesn't dry, which is like, seriously, I love that about polymer clay. So yeah, like this is still the same piece from last week. I'm just kind of like adding to it now, and we're going to put our little teddy bear in here pretty soon, and then add our egg and, oh, come on, me. Add our egg and carrots and tomatoes, and then we're gonna bake it once I get off of here with you guys. And then I'm gonna eat my sushi. Oh, I was spoiled. I did get spoiled today. I also had Black Forest cake. Yes. I love Black Forest cake. I don't know. I am a big fan of cherry filling. Anybody else here a fan of the cherry filling? So anytime I can have some cherry filling in whipped cream and chocolate down. Lettuces. Yes, thank you, Leroy. She should have rehomed the dog, not murder it. Or, like, and this is the thing, I do understand what she's saying about, like, sometimes you can't rehome the dog. Then you reach out for people to help you with training. Like, apparently, I heard that apparently there's a video of the husband with the Yorkie, like, shoving it in front of this dog, being like, rah, rah, trying to, like, start shit. And then they're calling this dog aggressive. Like, you set that dog up for failure. And then you want to sit here and have everybody feel bad for your sad situation. No, you did that. You fucked that up. Excuse my French. But yeah, it's just like, and I know, yeah, I just know so many people that like can work with aggressive dogs and really change them, right? But it also takes a lot of work, and you need to be committed to that work. But like, the change that you can see is amazing if you're committed to that work. Dogs are amazing. I love dogs. I'm a dog person. I've never actually owned a cat. So I've had like, I have a lot of family that lives on farms, so like farm cats. Lots of kittens running around farms. But that's about like the extent. The extent of it. Okay. Yeah, I think this is good. Okay, so now we need to just like place, so I added some more leafies. Just makes it look a bit leafier. And now I'm going to add this in, but I forgot to do this last time when I did it. So I want the bear to kind of like sit up, so I just add like a teeny bit of clay underneath the like head part here. So that sticks up a little bit in the bento box. Looks really pretty. And it makes it a bit easier to just like, it makes it easier to get like the rice cake in here too. So look, it's like I made him a little pillow. Okay. And then I don't want to see that pillow, so I'm just gonna like push your little teddy bear on top of it. So you, this one is a little bit different. You can see like his little mustache is definitely a little bit thicker. But I like it. I like it. Is anybody a fan of Dumb and Dumber? I like it a lot. Dumb and Dumber is one of my like favorites. Favorite movies. I can recite that movie too. I've seen it way too many times. Okay, so yeah, this story is messed up. Poor dog. Yeah, you should, like, seriously, and this is the thing is, I watched a couple other videos and they were like, this is just like, people kept talking about how awkward the video was and like how uncomfortable the video was, and I didn't quite understand what they were talking about until I watched the video. Like, it was awkward and it was uncomfortable, and it like, there was a lot of fakeness, like fake sadness, and she like goes through, and the whole video is edited, but like she doesn't edit out videos where she's, or parts where she's like, oh sorry, I gotta close the window. Like, what? Edit that out. Or she's like, oh, I gotta go get my phone. Oh, I gotta do this. And then at the end of it, she's like, I wrote an Instagram thing about 10 things I'm gonna miss about Bowser. And then she's like breaking down. She's like, it's a baby toe. Like, it's just, it came off really awkward and insincere. And like the likes and dislikes are turned off. The comments are turned off. So people aren't happy, to say the least. And Cherie, sorry, my bad, says, that's just called irresponsible pet owner. And if it had trauma, they should have known to work more with the dog and keep the child educated and away from the dog till she could understand better. Exactly. Like, you have to work with your child as well. Like, and I get it, like, kids are going to make mistakes and stuff like that, but that's why you as a parent need to be the responsible one there. And if you can't keep an eye on the situation, separate the dog and the child. Keep them separate. You know the dog, you know the child. You're the adult here, deal with the situation. So, yeah, it's just super frustrating. Super frustrating. So, yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna Actually, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing for the little paws on the inside of this. But, so I just need like 2 little almost teardrop shapes for these paws. And then, like I said, I'm going to do some more rice here at some point. But I think I'm just going to like do the egg and stuff first so you guys don't have to watch me do some rice right away. But I do want to get just like the legs in there so that they're at least positioned so we know what to expect with that, right? So when we put like the egg and stuff in, we're not putting it in the wrong spot. So like I was saying, I'm just making like 2 little teardrop shapes, I guess. Okay. And then flattening one spot of that, or the end, like the teardrop end of that, because it's just gonna go under a little. So I'm just using my silicone shapers to like get it where I want it. There. Right? So I just added one little guy under there, and then that's gonna get covered in rice. The nice thing about putting this guy in here, we don't have to like fully cover it in rice, like we don't have to do the bottom. So that's why I like to kind of like put it in there, and then we can do the rice around that, right? Yeah, I'm just kind of making sure that these are like stuck in the right spot. So yeah, his arms aren't going to look that tiny because they're going to get covered in rice, right? So that's the beginning of that though, okay? Okay, so now let's make our egg. So these are like super easy to make, and they're satisfying because it's super easy to make, and you cut it open, it's egg, you're like, ooh, I got a little egg. Actually, speaking of which, I am currently making ramen bowls as well. I'll show you guys. I have like the little bowl, my little ramen bowl. And so I actually do already have like a baked egg here, but I'm going to save that for my ramen bowls. We'll make a fresh egg. But yeah. Excuse me. Okay, so then the other thing that is like blown up this week. So if you guys don't watch Nate the Lawyer, you should. I love Nate the Lawyer. I think he just does great like content. I like his content. It varies a lot actually. Like he's done a lot of like the shootings cases, like the Breonna Taylor and stuff like that, where he's weighed in on it. And he just does a really great job. But anyways, if you don't watch him, you should watch him. And this week, he basically, so there's a little group of people on the internet that we like to call the YBI, YouTube Bureau of Investigation. And these people have been looking into some fraudulent fundraisers within the flat earth debunking community. So, we talked about it earlier on this channel about somebody named Sean Hufford who took $10,000 to pay 10 months of rent ahead of time and then didn't do that. Because obviously who pays 10 months ahead of time because they have to? Cherie proved Uni was right. Exactly. This is a story that UniRock has been covering for over a year. And it is funny because so many people like haven't listened, and now all of a sudden this week another fraud raiser came to light. And within the week, the person admitted it was fake. And it was for cancer. Which is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Like, those are the, like, stories of fraud you hear about on the news. This person faked cancer so they could get this much money. Literally what that person did. And then Like, this is the other thing, too. Like, I've never seen someone, like, lie to the point of literally, like, getting caught so hard they cannot lie anymore. But still, like, up to the last minute, still trying to lie. Even in a confession, lying. It's crazy. It is crazy, guys. And then, okay, so another channel. Okay, sorry, guys. So what I did is I just, like, rolled out a little egg shape in a white ball, right? And I just, like, made sure that, like, actually, this can be a little bit more rounded at the top. I just made sure that it's, like, a happy egg shape that I like, right? And then what I'm going to do with that is I'm literally just going to chop it in half. And that's going to be my half of an egg. Alright. So that's what it looks like chopped. Obviously, one side is a little bit, like, flat. Just kind of, like, pull it out. Reshape the egg to, like, size I want it. There. Okay, so we got a little egg. I like to just kind of make sure, yeah, size-wise, that'll be good. So now, you just want to be, like, really careful with this. So I kind of put it in between my two fingers. I just, like, set it there to hold it. And then I'm going to take my largest dotting tool. And we're just going to make a little hole or dot for the yolk. But yeah, so another channel that was, like, helping with this came into the fray, like, quite a while ago. And I had never heard of this channel before. This whole thing had happened is Johnny O and the Plot Hole. I think he has a podcast as well that, like, he does with somebody else. So I'm not sure if the Plot Hole is just Johnny O or... I've only seen Johnny O on there. I haven't seen anybody else. But the, like, picture has two guys in it, so I don't really know. I'm like, just assuming that there's, like, another host. He does a podcast that I know of, I think. I haven't seen it yet. I don't even know. This is just what people told me. But he did a stream this morning with some of Ilya Moon's old channel members. So she used to have a channel called Sit Down with Debunkers, and this was the channel that ran her fraudulent fundraiser. But they ran it on Red's Rhetoric's channel. So again, this is also the issue here, is that all of these fraudulent fundraisers seem to funnel through Red's Rhetoric, which is odd. And he seems to want to say with this Ilya Moon thing, all he wanted was the truth, and that's what they were looking for. Dude, all you did was verify bad information. It took everybody else to prove to you it was a fake. Like, and I understand wanting to believe your friends. I will give that. Like, I do get that. There are times where you don't question it. But after listening to the Plot Holes stream this morning, guys, how was nobody talking about this? How did nobody say anything? How did nobody, like... It's just... But it's also... People enabled it. Right? So, but this is... It's crazy, too, because, okay, so now Fight the Flat Earth, Team Skeptic, The Plot Hole have all been on Unirock's channel, too. Uni has been a huge enemy of the community for, like, over a year. And now it's like all these tides are turning and everybody's coming around and finally seeing that there is a specific group of people who will target and attack anyone who questions them with lies. Like, I've seen them do it. And you're like, you don't even know what you're talking about. You weren't even around then. And you're like, talking about a certain trash goblin. Shut her mouth. Shut her mouth or chop her fucking fingers off. No, just kidding. Just kidding. But I'm pretty sure we'd all be a lot happier on Twitter. So, yeah. I'm going to read the chat, though. I see lots of people have some comments on this, because this is something that I'm sure a lot of people in the chat have been following. And honestly, like, it was true. Like, there have been so many streams on this. I could probably rattle off, like, 10 channels that have covered this now. It's almost been played out. Like, that's why I'm like, you guys probably know what I'm talking about. I'm not here to, like, update you on anything other than, like, what I saw today on the plot hole. I was like, wow, I cannot believe these people are... Ooh, it's just... But, you know, like, I'm not gonna hate either. Like I said... But these are the things that make it really easy for this to have happened, right? Is for, like, people not to question things on the internet and not to question people because that's crossing the line or this and that. But, like, I'm sorry. Also, asking for 10K or 6K online, like, people deserve transparency. People deserve to be able to ask questions as to why and how and make sure that that's actually, like, that's what you're taking care of when you get that 6K, is that those are the bills you're paying. Like, girl wasn't even a cancer patient. And she showed, what, maybe 4 or 5 different messed up receipts for the same cancer center? Trying to prove she was? Like, wow. You tried hard. And honestly, like, I mean, there was a lot of fuck-ups in those invoices, but I don't think you made those all on your own. I think you had help. From friends. I'm not afraid to say it. So, okay, I need to read what you guys are saying. I'm getting sick of the people who are involved claiming they weren't involved because they weren't in on the scam. If you have to distance yourself, you were involved, for fuck's sakes. Exactly. And also trying to take credit like they're the ones who got her to confess. Are you kidding me? She was like, newsflash, like I said, go subscribe to Nate the Lawyer and watch his interrogation of her. The first 30 minutes of it is her still trying to lie. So don't tell me that bullshit. And I will say this, there are certain members of their community that are coming out and talking about it now, like on the plot hole today. And I want to commend those people for doing that, right? Because I think it does take a lot, but it sucks that they just walked away and didn't say anything. But then at the same time, the reason so many people do that is because there's this certain group of people who will attack anytime you have any differing opinion. So, of course, you're like, well, I don't want to deal with that. It makes it real easy for these people to continue. So, but it's nice to see that the tides have turned slightly, right? And I'm not sitting here saying that I think, like, everybody's going to get along all the time. But it's nice to see, yeah, people coming around to, like, what the fuck is actually going on, right? Like, Uni wasn't just, like, shouting into the abyss for no reason, right? Like, he had a point. So, even though he can be silly and, you know, not everybody likes him, that's fine. Like, not everybody's gonna like me, not everybody's gonna... It's YouTube. There's a million videos uploaded every minute type thing. Like, I'm sure you can find somebody you like, right? So, but it's just, with this specific story, it's just, you know, it's just that, like, nice slight vindication, and it's just nice to see, it's just nice to see people come around and these people not get the support anymore, because that they used that support against people and to target people. And so the fact that that is diminishing is making them less effective, and I appreciate that. I do appreciate that, even if it took a really long time for people to maybe see it, right? Like, whatever, just, you see it now, so, you know, fix it. Okay, guys, so I rolled a little, like, yellow into there. Oh, you can't really see it. And then I just textured it so it looks like a yolk. A textured yolk. Because, yeah, yolk is not, I mean, unless it's a little... It usually is crumbly sometimes, unless you do, like, a soft-boiled egg type thing. But that's not the look we're going for here. But yeah, like, just like things like she had half a dozen sock accounts. People think that she doxed herself and would attack herself in different chats, and they had proof of that type of thing. Like, accounts would be this name here attacking her in her own chat, and then they would block it, look in their block list, and it would be back to one of her sock accounts. And they're like, wait, why do I have one of her sock accounts blocked in here? You know what I mean? So there was a lot of real... She claimed to have stage 3 cancer, the same kind of cancer that she had in her jaw, in her shin. Like, it's just, like, stage 3 too. Like, that's not, that, like, that, you're not, Like, that's not just something that goes away. That's very serious. So, and then, oh, on top of it, so she plans a trip to go see Red's Rhetoric during this, which everybody's like, where'd she get the money from? She's always broke. And she just ran a fundraiser for cancer to pay for her cancer treatment. Why is she going on a trip? My other question is, if this person is suffering from cancer during a pandemic, why are they traveling across the country? That seemed like, I have people in my family who are suffering from cancer. And they have been extremely careful while going through treatments this past year, because it makes you more vulnerable. And if they were to get COVID, who knows if they would survive that? So that's my question, is why is this person who has stage 3 cancer in their leg and stage 1 cancer in their jaw traveling during a pandemic? Crazy. Crazy! Yeah, Shri, she did. To her other friends. Yeah, I remember, because the guy, like, in the stream, he went back and looked at when it was that she had claimed that with them. And I guess it was, like, December 12th. And I'm assuming 2020. Because, obviously, you know. But, yeah. So, obviously, I can't always keep the timeline in my head straight. And, like, there's so many different timelines, because that's the point of all of this. That's how you confuse people. So, like, I don't know if that date, December 12th, was before or after the fundraiser. I think it was before. But I can't fully remember. Okay, guys, so I popped our little egg in there now, too. I wonder if I put it closer, if you can see that yellow in there. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so now let's make our little carrots and tomatoes. And then we'll put the rice on there so that we can make sure that we pop everything in the right spot. Okay, so I'm just going to get some orange out for the carrots. So these are just like the baby carrots that you get in the bag, right? So, which actually, I think it was my husband that told, and I don't know if this is true, I haven't actually looked up. But apparently, like, you know, the baby carrots that are like this size, they're not actually baby carrots. They're just like regular carrots that they cut to a certain size and then like roll around and taper the ends and, what's the thing, peel them. And then that's how they make the baby carrots. I'm assuming so, but I don't know. I don't really care. But yeah. Little side bit. If I'm right, let me know. Who knows? But anyway, so I'm just like rolling out a little log and then cutting out like the size of carrot that I want. There we go. So they're like all the same. I have 4 in this one. I'm going to make just 4 for this one. We may need to just like roll out another one if there's too much space left over or something like that. And then I just like, like I was talking about they do with the big carrots, they just like taper the ends, right? So that they look like the little baby carrot, miniature baby carrots. Just like, where's CJ when you need her? Just kidding. Okay. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna read chat because you guys are like making really good comments about this whole like Ilya Moon stuff, and I want to know what you guys are saying. So I'm gonna look at chat while I get these guys going. Okay. So Sheree, she was only crying because she knows she was caught in trouble. Oh, exactly. She wasn't crying the first 45 minutes of that phone call. She was only crying when she was admitting to the shit she had done. Right? And now she has a lawyer. Apparently. And she is doing, like, refunds. Which, interestingly enough, the GoFundMe is open again, and somebody dropped in, like, $4,000. So I'm assuming that's her putting money into the GoFundMe to pay people back so she can hit the refund button. Which, honestly, is probably a safer way to do it because then she doesn't get anybody's information. And I think she's trying to do that so she can, like, you know, look good in front of the judge because, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. I mean, it went to the police, and I can 100% verify that myself. Oh, nice. Saw it. It's gone to the police. So, yeah. Cray. It's craziness. Right? But now, like, I don't know. People have been looking into a fundraiser that was done for their friend that passed away, Boole. And, I mean, it sucks. I think that there are some issues there. But, like, I am somebody who does want to respect his passing. You know, and things like that. And so people have started looking into that and trying to account for it. Sorry, guys, I'm just, like, getting a little bit more red out here for my tomatoes. But, so Team Skeptic and Johnny O have actually been looking into it quite a bit. And they came on and, like, talked about it on Unirock's show last night and had a ton of information about it. And I don't know, like, it seems like things are still on the up and up. And again, in all of these situations, I want to believe that things are on the up and up. I do. I want to believe that they're doing these things for a good cause. Right? But after finding 2 fraudulent ones that were, like, not for good causes, I mean, you would be stupid to not question it all. Right? And, I mean, if I was the one running these fundraisers, like, and I knew I did nothing wrong, why can't we have that accounting? It's weird. Right? So who knows what's going to happen, because even this, like, April going into May, like, is when all of this is broken, and, like, what, are we going to get more? Are there going to be more that are fraudulent? Are there going to be more that come out? And it's crazy because, to be completely honest, the people who are looking into it more than anything now are their own community members. Finally. You know, and I applaud them for that, right? But that's where a lot of this information is coming from now, is their own community members, not anybody looking in from the outside. So, yeah. I mean, we will have to see, I guess, right? Like, I mean, sorry, I just need to wipe my mouth. I'm interested. I'm interested to see what will happen, right? And yeah, as much as I want to believe that things are on the up and up, there is still a lot of questions I have. And even with, like, some of the things I've looked into myself, listening to what Team had to say last night, like, I still see inconsistencies that bother me. But I don't know if we'll ever get to the bottom of that. I really don't. So, who knows? Yeah, sure. Several of them got on with Uni last night, and they all pretty much called it a truce. Yeah. And they accepted that they all had a part in exposing it. Exactly. And it's true. Like, all these different parts that came together made it all happen, right? And it has kind of brought people together to better understand things about what everybody has been saying for the last year, right? And also open up people's eyes so that, you know, if they were part of this situation, this doesn't happen to them again, right? Like, learn from this, right? So, and I really do think that they can rebuild their community, absolutely, but I think it's gonna be minus some people who they thought were key players who are just a-holes, in my opinion. I mean, I'll say it. So, and you'll be better off without them. So, it's exciting. It's exciting to see people move away from toxicity, and I hope that it continues down that path. Okay, so I'm just making little tomatoes. I'm not sure if you can, like, see that, but I just, like, made a little hole and then, like, 5 little indents for the top of the tomato, so that it looks a little bit more like a tomato, not just like a round ball, red ball. So I'm just doing that with all these. What I did was I just made a couple different sizes of tomatoes, of like cherry tomatoes. But I'm making the tops all the same. Nothing too different there. Okay. You know what? I might like spare you guys the hassle of watching me roll up some more rice, and I'll just leave the legs till afterwards. But you guys can still, you'll basically get to see the finished product. All right. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna like pop these guys in here. What else did everybody have to say? Red's nonsensical rhetoric knows it was all scams. He was the major player in it all. He will deny and lie till the cows come home because he's got Silverfish and the minions backing him up. Exactly. Right? And it's like, that's the thing, is even the people who are like coming forward to maybe give a bit more information and transparency on Bull's fundraiser aren't even Red's rhetoric. He's still nowhere to be found again. What else is new? Alright, so I am just going to start placing these carrots and tomatoes, into our little bento box. And I'm just using my silicone sculpting tools to like move them around where they need to go. I kind of have really fat fingers, so silicone molding tools are like my bestie. Okay, I think I'm gonna need a couple more carrots in this one. And actually maybe a couple more tomatoes. That's totally cool. I just gotta get that color out again, because I put it away. Oh my gosh, I love how I put it on the bottom. Gotta put it the furthest away. Whatever. Okay. What else were you guys saying in chats here? And traveling to the person who claimed he authenticated all her medical receipts. Exactly, right? And like, I don't know what happened when they were there. It did kind of seem odd, the reason for the trip. Like, they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about why he was there. He was there to do something. And I'm not like getting at anything that way. I don't even care if there was anything like more than friends type thing. Like, I don't care. That doesn't matter. It doesn't pertain to the story. Who cares? But it was a little bit weird why he was there, or why they were like getting together. And like in that plot hole stream, like they didn't want to talk about why. Right? So for some reason, I don't know, it did kind of strike me as odd. Because I was like, well, like, weird. It's just why? I guess. I don't know. But that's the other thing too. Like, apparently, yeah, she just had done a fundraiser for cancer, raising money. Like, this is the thing. Like, and we said this about like Sean too. Is like, all of a sudden Sean had money to go visit Cy Strickling. Like, why do their friends not question like, wait, where'd you get this money from? You just did a fundraiser. Right? I don't, seems like you're real gullible to me. I don't know. I don't believe this whole like, oh, why he's such a victim. He's just so gullible and just wants to help people. No. Nah. I don't think so. And I do find it quite funny that Ilya Moon can lose my number and fuck right off. But Sean just made a mistake. Guys. No, they both scammed you. Like, do we really have to explain this? I find that odd as well. Because it's like, no, I think Sean still did that. Right? So, okay, I'm just making like one more larger tomato here. And then we're like almost done, guys. And then I'll let you go for today's crafty chat. And then I'll have to see you next week. Oh yeah, so if you weren't here at the beginning, like, I'll just explain this again, so you're not like, why are these getting unlisted and stuff like that. So YouTube can sometimes make it like kind of difficult when you're mixing your like live streams and edited content. It just all gets a little mumbo jumboed. And my edited content, you can see, is a lot more about the clay. You can see a lot more of what I'm doing. And so I just, like, that's the main stuff that I kind of want to focus on. So you may notice that, like, I am going to unlist most of my live streams. But you will still be able to go back and find them on a playlist on my channel. So it's like they'll still be here. They just won't be listed on my front page sort of thing, right? So if you do want to watch like an old live stream, you'll just have to go through the playlist section and go into the playlist and pick it from there, right? But I will try and keep like the 2 most recent ones up as the weeks go by, so that like, if you just missed like, if it's Tuesday and you missed a Sunday and you want to go back and watch it, it will still be listed, right? So, and then I had started going live twice a week, like maybe prematurely, because I'm not that interesting. I don't have that much to talk about that often. So I'm just going to keep it to once a week. So we're going to just do like Craf-Tea Sunday chats, and sometimes we'll talk about updates on the internet. Sometimes maybe we'll just talk about the clay. Sometimes I might tell you like some stories. Who knows, right? Like, I don't really know what to expect all the time from my live streams. But, and then with these, most of the times now, the things that I'm making for my live streams, I will make a test of them beforehand. And I'm starting to film those tests. So not only will you get to see like me actually make it as I'm talking in a process and blah, 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 but probably like a couple weeks later, or, I mean, sometimes some videos take me a long time, others don't, it just kind of depends. But generally you'll probably see like a tutorial, like I have a tutorial film for this one. So you guys will be able to see a lot more like up close and stuff like that, right? So, yeah, you get a little bit of best of both worlds, I guess, is what I'm trying to do. But yeah, so we basically finished it. I'm just going to leave the rice for now because, I mean, you guys have seen me place enough rice on here. I think you get the gist. It's what I did all last week in the first half of this one. So this is our finished piece. So I'm going to get some rice on it eventually here on like the legs, and then I will just bake this all for 20 minutes at 240 degrees Fahrenheit in my oven. I like to bake it on parchment paper or wax paper or whatever you call it. Tin foil can sometimes give it like a shiny surface. So that's just like a little tip of the tip of the day. But yeah, so yeah, that's it. These are like unbaked, baked, and glazed. Fun. And I think what I'm going to do with these guys is I'm going to make them magnets. So these will be like little guys you could put on your fridge. Yeah. And then, so next week I think maybe I'll do the ramen. I can maybe do ramen. I'm not even like 100% sure what I'm going to do. I started like filming for the ramen already. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do for next Sunday yet. But usually I try to make like different thumbnails and stuff like that. So, you know, all my, like I had the same thumbnail for a little bit because I really liked it. But I feel like it makes it kind of hard to like find the live stream that you want. But even the thumbnail that was the same, you can still like look in the thumbnail, and what I'm making I tried to like put in the right hand side. So that's a way that you can differentiate them from like title and picture as well. So yeah, I think that's it for today, guys. Yeah. Next week, maybe we'll do the ramen or something else. Oh, actually, I found, oh, actually, wait, no. Okay, we're going to end off here. So I got something else for the channel, and I think I told you guys about this, but it hadn't come in yet. So I have it now, and it is super cool. So I got myself, I don't know if anybody has seen these guys, but so it's a mini pottery wheel so that I can make like mini plant pots and stuff like that. Okay, so I figured, here, I'm going to take this off because I'm done now. Ugh. FYI, the only reason I wear gloves is so that I don't get a bunch of dust on here. But they like make my hands sweat and stink. I hate it. Whatever. So, I don't know. These guys are so cool. And I'm super excited to try this. So what I have to do before we try this, and I was going to do this live on stream, which it could be hilarious because I literally have not even touched a pottery wheel since elementary. So even like a real pottery wheel that works well, I haven't touched in a really long time. So this could be funny, I guess. I don't know. But, so I'll just show you guys like how it works on this one, I guess. And then this is something I could do next week too, is I just have to like find. So I think I have to get air dry clay for this because like I don't have a kiln. So I don't want to get like regular clay. Polymer clay, like on a pottery wheel, you have to have slip, right? Like you have to be able to keep it wet. But I don't know how I would do that with polymer clay, although like I've kind of looked at it a little bit. But yeah, from what I've seen, people have been using like air dry clay and then getting that wet with water as they do it. And it seems to work, and then they can just like peel it off the top and let it sit for 24 hours and it dries, right? But I'm going to do a little bit more research into it to like figure out the best type of clay to get with this because I'm not 100% sure right now. But anyway, so let me just open this. Okay. So yeah, so like that is the pottery wheel. Right there. It's this like tiny little thing. Like think of this. These are normally like, remember the movie Ghost? Like okay, so I'll just plug it in and I'll like give you guys a little preview because I was testing it out earlier today. So I've heard with these that like sometimes they don't like they don't really have much power. So like if you, because normally when you're using a pottery wheel, you like push and pull, and, you know, you do all that stuff. But I don't know that this one like has a whole bunch of power for that. So people have suggested to use like more tools to kind of carve at things, you know, like tools like this and stuff like that, to carve at it rather than like push it down and stuff, because it like It doesn't really have that much power. But it kind of makes sense as well for like the size, I personally think. Okay, so now this has like a little speed. You can't really show it. Well, I can't. No, I can't. It's got like a little speed dial on it. Okay, and then, so I'm just gonna like put it to, not like max, but, and then this guy, you flip it up or down to like reverse, like up to turn it on, and then if you want to reverse the direction, flip it down, right? So, so it's pretty good. Like, I was expecting it to like not be as strong. So like this should be interesting. So I might do like a review on that next week. I just totally forgot about it. Oh my god, okay, I don't even want to take that out. That thing is like, so this did come from, I'm not sure where this came from. It didn't come from like I did get it off Amazon, but it didn't come from like an Amazon warehouse. So it did take a little bit to get here. But I'm just not going to take that out because it is really like tight in there. But yeah, so that can be something that possibly we can do next week too. Not 100% sure, but anyways, okay, I'm going to let you guys go. It's getting late. It's Sunday. So I wish everybody a good week, hopefully, and a good night's rest tonight, and a happy Mother's Day today, again, to all the moms. And I say this at the end of every stream. It's all the boring stuff. If you liked it, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Maybe hit the sub and the bell. That way you know when I'm putting out a tutorial or a live stream. And yeah, I'm actually working on a tutorial of the Love Your Brains earrings right now that we did a live stream on the other week. So you can keep an eye for that to come out. Yeah. And I guess I will see you guys next Sunday for another crafty chat. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thanks for coming. It was super nice to see you, Cherie. I'm glad you were able to catch it tonight. All right. See you guys later. Bye.